All right, so I just had a weird experience. And, it's the type of experience the type of thing that only happens to sub five guys like me. I mean, well, I can only imagine this type of thing would not have happened. If I looked like Chad or if I even just looked like normal, then there's no way this would have went down the way it did. So basically, I had a bad experience at the dentist office. Now, to set up this story a little bit, it's actually been a long time since I've been to the dentist. It's been several years. I don't even know how long. I would say maybe like 7 years, something like that, since I've been to the dentist. And I know I should go to the dentist, but for what it's worth, I do keep my teeth pretty clean. I use an electric toothbrush. I brush my teeth 2 to 3 times a day. And I also floss, not every day, but I do floss at least a few times a week, which I think is more than most people. So, I don't, as far as I know, have any dental problems, don't have any cavities. So I just kind of felt like I don't really need to go to the dentist. Although, I mean, I guess I know I probably should, but the reason that I haven't been going to the dentist regularly is obviously because of my social anxiety. And one of the main things is, it's not even just walking physically into the dentist office and being there physically, it's also making the appointment, because I don't know exactly how that works. Because when I used to go to the dentist back in the day, when I first got set up going to the dentist, I was a kid and my parents did it for me. And then when I grew to be an adult, I just went to the same dentist and I just had the same automatic reminders being sent to me. So the process was all easier. Then when I stopped going to the dentist when I moved away from home for work, and it was at that point, I just never found a new dentist and I didn't go to a dentist. Then when I moved back home, I just continued not going to the dentist. And my old dentist office, like that dentist is retired, so it's not even there anymore. But yeah, my parents have kind of been getting on to me about not going to the dentist, telling me how important it is. I really need to go to the dentist. Why haven't you been to the dentist so long? My mom calls me quite a bit just to nag me about this. And I think it was my mom that started nagging my dad about it. And that's why he started getting on to me about it. And we got in this big argument. I was like, who cares? Why do you care if I go to the dentist? It's not your teeth, just let me not go to the dentist. And he starts yelling at me. He's like, no, you need to go to the dentist. And so I start telling him, I'm like, I don't even know how to make an appointment. I don't, which is true. I don't, I didn't know how to make the appointment. That was a big thing holding me back. I just didn't want to. So I'm kind of telling him this, not only so he'll get off my case about it, but maybe, thinking, well, maybe he'll just tell me how to make the appointment or like show me how it works or tell me like what. Because another thing is, I don't know which dentist to make an appointment at. I don't even know. I don't know. Anyways, so my dad's yelling at me he starts to get mad at me for even bringing up the idea of not knowing how to make an appointment or not knowing how to find a dentist. He's like getting mad at me about that. And, I start telling him, well, I'm like, I don't have insurance. So what's this going to cost, like $1,000 or something? And he's like, no, it doesn't cost that much. And your mom said she'd pay for it. So either way, I had a big fight with my dad about it. And, I'm already kind of on thin ice with my dad. If you know from recent events, if you follow my channel, you know about this. I made some videos about it. My dad had recently kind of kicked me out of the house briefly before allowing me to come back. And yeah, we're not really on a good standing right now. Although he has, mostly gotten over it and he's kind of been chill about everything in the past couple days. But yeah, with him blowing up on me over the dentist, it kind of seems like maybe it's a deeper issue really than the dentist. But yeah, so I just didn't want to push, didn't want to rock the boat anymore at this point. So, well, I figured out you can make it a dentist appointment online at pretty much any dentist office. So I just picked the dentist that is closest to my dad's house and I made an appointment online. So that was a few days ago. And, then today I actually go to the dentist and if you follow my channel at all, then you already know I just have crippling social anxiety. So anytime I have to go anywhere in person, it's pretty much a disaster. Even if things go completely normally, I'm just a nervous wreck the entire time. So yeah, I was feeling not great, my social anxiety was getting to me, but it was going pretty normal, I just walked into the dentist, walked up to the desk, and they were like, sign in. They made me sign on a piece of paper. I guess probably all dentist offices do that. Yeah, so I signed in, sat down and waited for a few minutes, and then they called my name, and I go to the back, go to the little room in the back, and I'm in the chair, and well, the dental hygienist walks in, and she's a, fairly attractive woman, young woman. She's not exactly Stacy level, but she's attractive. And in these situations where, it's kind of like how a waitress or anyone in customer service, they're always extra nice to you. And in my case, it's like the only time that a woman shows me any kindness. So it's actually kind of making me feel a little more at ease, though there is the initial shock of, when she walks in the room and I'm like, okay, that's an attractive young woman, and that makes me nervous. Then she starts talking and she's got a bubbly personality, friendly personality. She's nice and she's making conversation, and that puts me at ease a little bit, makes me feel good. So yeah, so I was feeling kind of good for a while, but then she starts asking me why I haven't been to the dentist in so long. She's like, so I hear it's been a few years since you've been to the dentist. And I was like, yeah. And then she like keeps going on about it. She's like, it's, I don't even remember what all she said and how it got to this point, but eventually she's like, are you depressed? Because I guess she's thinking, because I haven't been to the dentist, that means I'm depressed or something. So I don't know. She asked me if I was depressed. I said no. And she just kept pressing the issue. She's like, well, because if you were depressed, there are resources out there. And there was something just about the way she was saying it was already making me mad that she's trying to like imply that I'm depressed just because I haven't gone to the dentist. Because, as horrible as my life is, I actually don't really feel like I'm depressed. Maybe I am, I don't know. But the thing is, even if I am depressed, you don't know that just because I haven't been to the dentist. Like, there's so many reasons maybe why I haven't been to the dentist in years that have nothing to do with me being depressed. So I don't know why. And again, this is the dental hygienist, so it's really none of her business. I'm kind of offended that she's even going on about this because she's not a psychologist. She's not any kind of doctor. She's just a person that uses a metal hook to scrape plaque off of people's teeth. She has nothing to do with depression, psychoanalyzing my mental state. It just, yeah, it was really pissing me off. So, she keeps pressing this. And the way that she went about it, in this very passive aggressive way, well, because if you were depressed, there are resources out there. Just be direct. Tell me, I think you're depressed. I can recommend you a doctor to go see. You know what I mean? That there are resources out there. Just so passive aggressive. I just really, I don't know. It really pissed me off, and she just kept pressing about it. My retelling of the story really doesn't do it justice because she really was just kept pressing about, I think maybe you're depressed. If you are, then there you can get some help. And I don't remember how she phrased it, but it was just really passive aggressive and implying that I need help. And she just kept going on about it, and so eventually I just snapped and I said, why don't you just focus on cleaning my teeth? That's what I told her. I said, and usually I would never, no matter how much bullying I was receiving, because it felt like she was kind of bullying me, because even if I was being bullied, like legitimately bullied, I usually wouldn't snap and defend myself like that. But I was actually a little bit assertive, and I just snapped at her. I said, why don't you just focus on cleaning my teeth? So when I said that, she's like, all right then. And, then she just went on. She stopped talking completely. She just went on quietly cleaning my teeth. Everything seemed fine. I knew she didn't like that I kind of snapped at her like that, but whatever. She was kind of pressing the issue, which is obviously outside the bounds of her expertise. If you can call anything she does expertise, she's a dental hygienist. I don't know. But so she's going on cleaning my teeth for a few minutes after that, right? Like it wasn't immediate at all, but eventually she says, like, I'll be right back. And she left. She left the room. So then after a minute or two, another woman came in, like a different dental hygienist came in after a few minutes, and she finished the cleaning my teeth. So I didn't know what was up, why the first woman left. I figured maybe she got a phone call or something, like her phone was vibrating in her pocket and I couldn't hear it, and she left and there was some kind of emergency. I didn't put together that it had anything to do with me snapping at her in that moment because, like I said, after I said to her, why don't you just focus on cleaning my teeth? She was just like, all right then. And then she continued cleaning my teeth for a few minutes. So yeah, she left the room. Another woman came in and finished cleaning my teeth. And again, this woman that came in, the second woman, she didn't say anything like, "Oh, you upset so and so." She was acting like everything is normal. So yeah. So after the dental hygienist finishes cleaning your teeth, they leave the room, and then the dentist comes in and does kind of like the final checkup or whatever, and maybe does a little more cleaning. Well, so the dentist came in, so it's just me and the dentist in the room at that point, and he does his normal thing. He's just acting like everything's normal, the whole time when he first came in. He checks over my teeth, and the funny thing is, I was kind of right as far as not going to the dentist in so long. I've been cleaning my teeth pretty well. I didn't have any cavities. I didn't have any major issues. So it was kind of like, I don't know, your mileage may vary, but I guess in my case, I've been cleaning my teeth well enough on my own, apparently. But anyway, so the dentist was, he did his thing, his dentist thing, and everything seemed to be normal. Then when he was done, he gets this serious look on his face and he's like, okay, now we need to talk about something. We need to talk about something. He goes on, he's like, if you're going to disrespect my dental hygienist, then I'm not going to keep you on as a patient here. So he's basically threatening to like ban me from his dentist office, you know? And if you're not going to be, what did he say? He was something like, if you're going to be disrespectful to my dental hygienist, then I'm not going to be keeping you on as a patient here. And then he continued, he was like, I don't know if you think you're better than her or maybe you're just having a bad day, but Becky is a hard worker and a valuable member of our team here. And she deserves every bit as much respect as I do. Like, it's almost like he was kind of implying that, I was disrespectful to her because she's not a dentist, because she's a dental hygienist or something, which is ridiculous. That had nothing to do with it. If it had been the dentist, I would have reacted the same way, or at least I would have, felt the same way about a dentist trying to tell me that they think I'm depressed. It's because it has nothing to do with, I'm not here for a psychoanalysis, I'm here to get my teeth cleaned. And I'm really not even here to get my teeth cleaned. I'm here to get my parents off my case about going here. So, but anyways, yeah, the dentist is just straight up reprimanding me. Then, this is where it's so brutal. And this is the part especially that I think, none of this would have happened if I was just an attractive guy. If I was Chad, this dental hygienist would have never thought I was depressed. She would have been like, "Oh, silly Chad, you just haven't gone to the silly, quirky Chad, not going to the dentist in 5 years." So the dentist tells me that I need to apologize to the dental hygienist. And, like I said, he was pretty much implying that if I don't, then I'm going to be banned from the office. And I don't know if they would have done that, but he was kind of implying it. So, yeah, he called her into the room and she came in. And this was a crazy thing because she looked like she had been crying. And it's like, bitch, you started this. What are you crying for? I should be crying. I'm the depressed one, aren't I? But anyways, Maybe she was projecting. That's the whole thing. She's so depressed and mentally weak that her being all passive aggressive toward me, then me just snapping back, in self defense. I was defending myself against her onslaught of, haha, you're depressed, loser. Because that's how it feels, you know? When you've got an attractive young woman talking to you, telling you to your face that they think you're depressed, what do you think they're saying? Because they wouldn't say that to a good looking guy. It's basically like she's calling me a loser, which I am, but you're at work. Don't be talking to me like that. When you're at work, you're supposed to be being nice to me. And maybe she was just trying to be nice. Maybe she was really concerned for me. But that concern, she doesn't even realize it because she can't even conceptualize it since she lives in a cave. Uh, but, whether or not she's just trying to be friendly to me, thinks she's doing me a favor, she's only treating me like that because of my sub 5 status. And I know that, and it doesn't feel good. So, forgive me if I snap every once in a while when society constantly beats me down. Sorry if I snap once in a blue moon after my daily, multiple times per day, beating down, my lashing from society that is just based on my looks, for the most part, and my crippling social anxiety, my high inhibition. Anyways, whatever. As I'm saying this, I know it's not all society's problem. Maybe I was rude. Maybe I was rude. I don't know. Maybe I am in the wrong here. Anyways, it sucks because I didn't want to. Why didn't they just let me leave? He had to call her back in, make sure that I see her crying, and did it really make her cry when I snapped at her? Did it really make her cry? Or did she make herself cry to make me see her cry, to make me know what a bad, mean guy I am? I don't know. I don't know. Whatever. I apologize. I think I said sorry, didn't mean any offense, something like that. And she just kind of nodded and walked out. She didn't even say, that's okay, I forgive. She didn't even say anything. She didn't say anything at all. She just nodded a little bit and, in a way, like just a crying woman face, just gentle nod and walked out of the room. And then the dentist gave me the little bag with a toothbrush and some floss. I went out to the reception desk. I paid and I left. I drove home feeling like crap because in my head it's I've got competing emotions in my head. One side telling me like what an idiot that dental hygienist, like everybody there, morons. They're evil. Why do they treat me like this? And then on the other side, I've got those voices telling me, man, why am I such a dick? Why am I always such a jerk? So, I don't know. I don't really know what to feel other than it feels bad. It feels bad, man. It's just, this is the kind of thing, it's the kind of experience I have when I go, and you wonder why I haven't been to the dentist office in years. Look what happened when I did finally go. And it's like this, I don't know, day-to-day life, I can go places and it's usually just normal, It's usually just normal. I might see some people giving me kind of dirty looks or whatever just because of my sub 5 status, but for the most part, I'm not actively treated like I'm subhuman. But sometimes it happens, and it's those times that really stick out in my memory. What happened today at the dentist office, I'm going to remember that for years. I'll never forget that, probably. It sucks. It was just like such a brutal experience. And it's like, am I supposed to go back in 6 months to this dentist office? Like, we set the appointment, so I guess they expect me to go back. So I don't know. I honestly don't know if I will. Because like I said, I didn't have any cavities. The dentist was saying, he's telling me, you got to come every 6 months, twice a year, you got to come here. And he said some stuff about why it's important I do, but at the end of the day, there weren't any issues with my dental hygiene. I did not have any cavities or anything so that they could find. And this is after I want to say like 7 years of not going to the dentist at all. So seems like I'm doing fine on my own. As of right now, I'm thinking I'm probably not going to go to the next appointment 6 months from now. 'Cause I really don't want to show my face in there again. Because that same dental hygienist will probably be there. And it's not only her, everyone else there, the dentist himself, he kind of treated me like I was subhuman as well, just immediately. And I guess it makes sense, he's probably friends with that dental hygienist. If nothing else, she's employed by him. So, he's going to stick up for his employee. Sure. I guess that makes him a good boss, if anything, but it's really unfair because I think maybe I was a little bit rude. Maybe I shouldn't have like snapped like I did, but at the same time, as a dental hygienist, she has no business talking to me about thinking I'm depressed. Just because I haven't been to the dentist in so long. And that can't be it. Because like I say, if I was Chad, she wouldn't have said that. If I was Chad, she would not have just assumed the reason I haven't been going to the dentist is because of my depression. She assumed that because I look like a guy that deserves to be depressed. She looked at me and she's thinking, well, he hasn't been to the dentist in so long. And yeah, he looks like a guy that would be depressed. I mean, who wouldn't be if they look like that? I can read between the lines. I'm not retarded. So I don't know, whatever. I've told the story. That's what it is. That's how it went when I went to the dentist. Brutal. Just now you see, this is what my life is like. I get a lot of people saying, "Oh, you're a fake sale. Your whole problem is you just don't." Well, look, I went out in person. I went and did a normal person thing. I went to the dentist. And it didn't go like it goes for normal people. It went how it goes for me. I get treated like I'm not even human. Whatever.